for joining us virtually today. I'm Tim Callahan, Chair of the Geology Department. I'm also a professor here. I've been here since 2001. Fortunately, we have a pretty new building. This building's only about 4 years old. It's the School of Sciences and Math building. And we have an incredible display of natural history specimens, one of which you see is a cast of a pteranodon and its family in the background. We have a great atrium space here, a lot of activity. Got a new aquarium that's under construction that should be going up pretty soon. And this is a great study space for students to use. So come on up, I'll show you, we're up on the second floor. We have 15 faculty, about 100 students, and a lot of interesting and great research projects going on. So please join me. Welcome. This is part of our department on this side of the second floor. In this time of year, we have a lot of classes that are being proposed for the fall. A lot of opportunities to take elective courses in specific research areas. Paleontology is an important research area for our department. Climate change, Earth history, also hydrology, environmental, geosciences. A lot of geoinformatics, GIS-based courses are a pretty important aspect, and also marine geology. We have the BEAMS program, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. So let me show you around a little bit. This particular one is our stratigraphy sedimentation lab and also structural geology classes taught here, among other elective classes. We hold about 30 or 35 students. Usually classes are that large only on occasion. We try to limit class size to 20 or 25 students. And this serves as both classroom and laboratory spaces. A lot of our classes are 4-credit lecture lab format. And in the low country here of South Carolina, we have a specialty on marine mammals of certain age, Paleogene era marine mammals. And what we do is oftentimes we don't find all of the pieces of those fossil skeletons, so we can use 3D printing technology to fill in the gaps, literally. And students get to work with our faculty. We have 2 main faculty members who are very engaged with this kind of research with students. We're publishing results with those students, so if you're interested in that kind of activity, we have lots of opportunities to do that. James Brown is a benefactor to the College of Charleston. He's an avid fossil collector and paleontologist himself. And he bequeathed a large number of collections, his own personal collections, to the College of Charleston about 10 years ago. The museum has been around for about that time. We have thousands and thousands of specimens from around the world, again with a focus on low country marine mammal specimens. We even have specimens that an alumnus of the college, Mark Havenstein, found about 6 or 7 years ago. And this is a brand new specimen that was named after him, Pteranodon havensteini. This one's really fascinating because it shows the different types of teeth that whales used to have, their ancestral version of modern whales. And this was described on this fossil that was found nearby Charleston by Mark. We have about 13,000 or so unique visitors every year. And every year it continues to expand. Members of the public, school kids from around the area come in and spend time learning about natural history. And this little box here is for the kids to dig in and find their own fossils. students at the College of Charleston have to take a lab-based science sequence, and ours are Geology 103 and Geology 105. We have no more than 24 to 26 students per section in any particular classroom. And that way you get to do hands-on activities and as you learn about Earth history to satisfy that general education requirement. In this classroom we teach both Geology 103, Environmental Geology, and Earth History, the 105 class. Same kind of setup as the other room, where we have small groups where students work on projects together during the semester. So really value that experiential hands-on learning experience with these classes. We do a lot of environmental science-related research with faculty. And in this room, we have specialized equipment, a gas chromatograph on this side, and an ICP-MS, inductively coupled plasma mass spectrometer. And we have two faculty that operate the machines in this room for different environmental science-related purposes. Pollution in the environment is an important aspect for faculty in our department. So if you're interested in working on pollution issues, the science aspects of how to determine where the pollution is coming from and going to, and how to do the lab work involved with those kind of projects, we have those kind of facilities and faculty to do that work. Geoinformatics is a brand new minor that is starting this summer. And summer and following, students could opt for this 21 credit minor, which is a collaboration between us, Geosciences, and computer science program. So students are able to learn software specific for environmental related issues, for marine geology purposes, hydrography, seafloor mapping. We've conducted those projects in classrooms in here, as well as GIS and geospatial science related classes, and all of the computer science related coursework that is behind a lot of those activities happens in these spaces right here. We have an augmented reality system as well to demonstrate various geospatial aspects. Essentially a repurposed Xbox that we use that can simulate topography and water flow and watersheds and things like that. Use this not just in the classroom, but also for outreach purposes to K through 12 experiences. The last part I want to show you are some of our research-based facilities. This is all about environmental and geospatial science and some of the lab work that goes on in the department. Students are able to work with faculty to conduct their own research projects. And we have a considerable number of instruments and materials to do these kind of projects. This is our environmental geochemistry research lab. Dr. Vijay Volova, Dr. Barbara Beckingham are two faculty members that work in here with their students. We have HPLC, we have total organic carbon analyzers, basically instrumentation to do any sort of environmental pollution related research we have in this space. This is Dr. Adam Ali's lab. He does a lot of marine optics, water quality related research. And in his studies, he does a lot of laboratory work to verify and compare what he sees from satellite photos of coastal ocean quality, for example, where algae blooms may be happening. He brings samples back and does some verification of that here in the laboratory. Last stop on our tour is Dr. Teddy Femmes' research lab, and he also works with students, and he specifically looks at mercury in the environment, both ancient environments to look at mass extinction events, deep Earth history, as well as modern mercury in soils and sediments. We have a considerable set of issues as it turns out with mercury in our natural environment, and we have one of just about 3 or 4 of these mercury analyzers in the southeastern U.S. Dr. Them has arranged for purchase and setup of this, and he is collaborating with a lot of different researchers around the country and around the world to look at mercury in different environments, geologic and modern day settings. Another research lab we have, Dr. John Chadwick does high temperature geochemistry work. We have all of the requisite rock sample preparation, instruments, rock saw, for example, pulverizing different rock samples to do geochemical analysis, which he does with his students. We also have some high quality instrumentation facilities back in this part of the lab, where we can do all sorts of digestions of rock and mineral materials to then look at the chemistry of those samples and understand how did different mountains form, lava flow conditions. Dr. Chadwick's very active in Idaho in different lava flows. He looks at the chemistry of those materials to understand how they came to be. And students get to go out in the field and do those kind of works, bring the samples back to the lab and do the full 360 research on those kind of research questions. Thanks very much for taking time this virtual tour of geology and environmental geosciences. Hope to be able to see you soon in person. If you have any questions about us and the geology major and our related classes and research activity, please reach out, callahant@cofc.edu. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.